started. Yo, what's up, people? We just want to take this moment to welcome you back to the DoubleDown Show. I know it's been a long minute. We haven't talked, we haven't caught up with this basketball game in Uganda, but we're just glad to be back. And probably we can call this DoubleDown Show, the league edition, especially knowing that the league is coming back on. Again, I'm privileged to be back on with my boy KJ. Hey, KJ, you want to say what's up to the people that are watching the podcast?
What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How has COVID treated us? Yeah, we are here. We are here.
We're not going anywhere. We're here, definitely. So how has it been for you that side since the last time we were here?
COVID rules, staying in, doing what you have to do from home, and looking forward to the next time. Looking forward to the next day.
Well, you've had the banter. The league is starting. Really, what do you pick out? What are the top talking points for you, knowing that the league is coming back on, the National Basketball League?
There is money in basketball this year. People have organized, gotten sponsors. People are getting paid, I tell you. People are getting paid for real. That's what I've realized in Uganda basketball, which is a good thing. It is developing our talent. It's helping this game become better. At the end of the day, it's getting better.
At the end of the day, it always comes down to money, And if this money can trickle down, there is money, and there is impact for the players, for the administrators, and for our communities. I think that's where we all want the game to go. So, without any further ado, what's your take? You've been following the banter. People are signing here and there. Who do you see as a favorite for this league?
That's the defending champions, City Oil. That goes without question. And as the show goes, and I think we shall go through them, unless you want me to break down my reasons why I think City Oil will defend.
Why wait? Why do you think City Oil will go ahead and take it the 8th time? 8 straight. Why?
I think we have had these conversations here and there, and to me, I believe basketball always comes down to three main things. You'll bring about the foundation. You'll talk about the organization. Yes, all that is a very integral into the basketball game. But main things are: one, the head coach; two, the star player; three, the team. The three things are broken down may sound cliche and all, but I want to break down in this way. The coach, when I come to the coach, when I'm talking about the coach, it's about the coach. Will he call the right timeout? Will he rotate the right players? City Hall has proved that with Monday. The star player, Jimmy Enabu. Jimmy Enabu has proved to be Jimmy Enabu. He's arguably the god of Uganda basketball. And we have a team that believes Jimmy Enabu is the star. There's having a star and not believing. There's having a star who will take the last shot and everyone says good shot. And there's having a star who will take a shot and everyone will have this, I should have taken a better shot. Do you know what I mean, CB? Do you know what I mean? I think City Hall has already drawn that foundation that they know where the ball is going to when the time matters. And I think we have seen other signing. We have seen teams signing like Blazers. We have seen UCU get into tight situations. Jekyll has made some good signings. Power has made some good signings. But my point is, they have not yet been in that time of truth when the coach has to make a very influential timeout, when the biggest player on the team has a shot and the rest of the team is okay with it. Let's rebound. When the biggest player of the team has a shot but he passes the ball out, those times is when things will matter. And we saw it last year in the final. you will help me with this, CB. When City Oil was playing against UCU, and the time it was time, you saw Jimmy taking over that game, taking a number of mid-range jumpers, and you would really see that if he had, whenever he was shooting that ball, there were no people waiting to ask for the ball. They were all going to rebound, and that's what takes a team. That's what a championship team is, in my opinion.
I agree at some level, but I want to have the view, and it's a strong view, that there's a lot of guys in the league have upped their game. Right now, if you look at every team, they have that player that has the credentials. It may not be exactly the same skill set as Jimmy and Nabo, but every other team has a solid player, and not just one. In some cases, there are multiple solid players, and we're going to look at the teams that are in contention. Maybe we should jump into that so that we really actually we get to see the challenge that the Oilers have.
Yeah. Before we jump into that, you have not heard me talking about the new signings. You have not heard me talking about like the organization and everything, because City Oil has gotten some interesting signings. They have some wing depth there. They have Ikong, they have Caesar, they have Stephen Omonyi. So when you talk about players that have done can do the same as Jimmy and Abo, different skill set, City Oil has it all. It's not that they're depending on Jimmy, but they have a player who they all know the ball will go to, if you know what I mean. And players have gotten better, teams have gotten better, but they have not shown us. You get it? We have not seen until they show us right now. We will go with the last year of basketball and what we have been looking at. And me, I believe Jimmy has proven to be a top player in this league, and I think he will lead them into the championship.
If I don't know if the friendly that just happened the previous weekend is anything to go by, but KRU Titans beat the Oilers 74-54.
Yeah.
Does that got to do anything to say about a new sheriff in town? And we can really go into the diagnosis of the teams that are top contending. Yeah. And
yeah.
You look at a team like KIU, yeah? Imagine they beat Oilers without Faisal Aden on there. But they have a special crop of players within their ranks. And not just KIU, yeah? You look at Power, the direction in which they're building. You look at JKL. You look at teams like Namwongo Blazers, yeah, and UCU Cannons. That they are finalists in the previous known season, yeah. So, I don't know. Maybe we should just go into breaking down these teams. You break down for us City Oil and why you think they'll be able to defend this for 8th straight.
One, I'm going to mention just a few names, and me. To me, if you can maintain a game and it comes to the last 2 minutes of the game, that's when, that's when winning is decided. If you get what I'm trying to say, and Monday has very many options going down the stretch. Going the trusted hands that can lead them into a game. I'll just name off the head. I'll just name 5 individuals. Tony, even without Jimmy. Tony, Ikong, Caesar, the new signing, Landry, and let's say Okello. Those 5 can switch. Those 5 can do it all. Can defend 1 to 5. They can play a zone, they can play a man, they can and Tony is also trusted hands. Tony can point for you the game. Like Tony can come down for you the game and point for you the game, in my opinion. If I'll give an experience of what we have been looking at in the national team. So that is already enough crop of players, and even their best player is not there. I've not mentioned Steve Omonyi because he has been off an injury. You see, we have not even mentioned two of their top players when the time comes. And that's why, to me, I believe with the young crop and the experience of Mande, Jiruni, I believe they have a chance to win this.
What do you think is going to be the effect of Caesar? I know we hosted him here on the DoubleDown Show, and little did we know that soon it will be time for him to move to the Oilers, really. What do you think is going to be his effect on the Oilers, really?
I think Caesar is going to come in, and this is the game, my opinion. I think Caesar is going to come in and score. He's going to score because he's coming into a season where Stephen Omonyi is off injury. Kong has been suffering with injuries. Jimmy, I'm not sure about Jimmy's availability because we understand he has other things to do with life. So Caesar is going to be that wing defender, that trusted hand that is going to play, and he's going to be the 2-3 that will come in and get enough play time. He'll get his shot up, and we know he can convert on the line. So I think he'll have a good season.
Well, there's also Joseph Aikong. Yeah, we really haven't seen him play with the Oilers, since the season went into lockdown when he had just made the transfer. He's still in the same regard. What do you think he's going to add? And there is also Michael Makiadi. Yeah. What do you think is going to be Makiadi's impact? The new signings, and you have to also understand that Oilers have these younger players like Rai, Emma Mokay, and Gavin Dombo. Do you think they'll have any real impact?
Dombo. Yeah, Dombo was a shock signing for me. But one, as we can see, we always look at the best basketball, and even we had Albert here talking about recruiting players and how players can shoot the ball and how the big men could space the floor for the slashers to go and get into the hoop. Makiadi is going to do that. He's going to give enough space for Jimmy, for Ivan, for Dombo. I think I played Dombo, and I know he likes getting his baskets on the hoop. Makiadi is going to give them space, and Ikong is going to give them the experience. Ikong, I didn't get to watch Ikong scoring 50 points, but I think we have gotten a chance to know that Ikong is no longer about points, and Ikong is a playmaker. Ikong can put the ball on the floor and do something nice, give us a cohesive, a good attempt. And so sorry, let me finish. Ikong is also going to give them that calmness. I don't think he's going to score a lot, but to me, I believe the buckets are going to come from the young talents. Ivan, Caesar, and Makiadi will give them enough spacing for them to run and spread the floor.
Well, City Oil have seasoned players like Landry, Ndikumana, Okello James. Arguably, they're good fit in terms of a combination of young and experience. How about Namuongo Blazers? They've been busy in the market. What you say about Namuongo?
No Blazers. They're not good signings. I personally like Dekong. Dekong is a person who can use 2 to 4. He's a good wing defender. He has length. We have Chris. I've always admired Chris's left hand. The man dropped with the left hand, so he's a talented player. Naja has been my favorite for a long time, so that's a good signing. Of course, Cyrus Chivera, who we had on the DoubleDown Show, who brings experience and talent. Polo Dong is that player who has been in times when the game is on the line. You can call on Polo Dong, and we have seen him play as a starter. We have seen him play as coming off the bench, so that will be another big thing for my boys, Captain Stevo, Coach Stevo, to handle. That won't be. Then they have very many interesting signings like Dudus, They have Emma from City Hall UBDF sharing, yeah.
Mm.
Then they have who else they have on their squad? Sorry.
They have Soro
Eh,
joining.
they- oh, they have Sergio. That's a big signing there. But when we are mentioning them and we put them in the breath of City Oil, they only have one champion.
The D-League championship.
No. We're talking about NBL. They only have Naja.
Oh, you feel like Naja could
Then
bring that championship pedigree to Namuongo. Of all the players they have, you feel like Naja is.
he
You feel
brings
like
it.
Naja is the one to bring the
He,
championship
he
pedigree.
again. We will go with what have you done? Who has won? Naja has
They
won.
have a player in Francis Azolibe. What's your take on that addition to? Because it's a significant addition to Namuongo Blazers on their front court.
He's from injury, so I've watched clips. I've watched some clips of him playing, but he's from injury. He's from injury, and we'll have to see what he brings to the table.
Based on his previous capabilities, you can't really make any calls on that.
I didn't get chance to watch him for long, but I didn't think he's a shooter. Players who play with their athleticism, it is you can't say how much is going to come back from an injury like that. So I think let's wait and see. It's gonna be an interesting addition, though.
Power have chosen the road to rebuilding. They have a much younger team. They have a couple of players they have pulled from. From DJ, like Gautier, like Salim, and they have other bunch of players like Patrick Seduge. Basically, players like Osama from UCU Cannons, players that have been up and coming. Do you feel like this road to rebuilding will give them a chance against more seasoned teams?
First of all, I want to shout out my man Chikiri for being the franchise player of the Power
How things
basketball
change.
team.
Chikiri likes to say
How things change.
from water boy to franchise player.
You get that should be something for our talent coming up. Stick in there, stay in there. You never know.
They made a
So
call.
yeah, power. You get so as you say, Power is in a rebuild. Rebuilds go in two ways. Surprise. There are only two ways for rebuild. There is no failure. It's surprise or rebuild. So personally, I pray Power surprise us. But come on now. You've seen City Oil, you've seen Kirya. Power will be a playoff team, but I don't think it will contend.
And UCU Cannons, they have Sudi Olanga back in their ranks, and what that has been going around is like, the man has something to prove and is back to his old self. Maybe if I could say, like, he's got his game going for him all over again. And there is Bale over there. There's Chuma Fadley. Boys at UCU, they actually really, really, really ball hard, and they are being managed by a very good coach, in Nicholas Nathereza. Do you think they will have anything lasting out there?
Obviously, of course. They are former finalists. The ECU team, they have the court. They have some home court advantage, according to the fixtures. So they have a good coach. They have. It will, of course, when the time comes to show, when it's that's last minutes of the game, they'll have to decide who has the ball in his hands. And as we know, Sudi might have the ball in their hands, and it will depend on the team to be okay with it. But UCU is going to be a very hard team to beat. UCU is definitely a favorite for me because it has showed us it has reached the finals. No matter how many players leave it, it's always a hard team to beat. So to me, I think UCU is there. And
JKL.
of course, the university team, they have fitness. They'll be fitter than everyone else. So, yeah.
And JKL, they have John Balguile. Yeah. They have Brian Namake. You can talk of players like Innocent Ochera that's among their ranks. Like, they have something going. They signed a very big guy. I watched one of their big guys. Like, this guy,
A very big guy.
this guy is big and athletic. What do you think about what they're going to bring to the league? Because I feel like they're also one of the top 6 contenders.
JKL as an organization is a winning organization. They have showed it with the girls team. So you're the one who kept saying this: never doubt the heart of the champion. However much they have not won it in the boys team yet, they know how to win. They actually know how to win. So they're up there. Will you see?
So if we go into the opening fixtures, really, I know next week we're going to have a chance to dissect them really candidly. So how would you call it?
You have refused to talk about Kirya. You don't talk about Kirya. You should give me some intel on Kirya.
Oh.
They have Stanley.
Kirya have been the most active in the market, And you mentioned something when you're talking about Oilers. You mentioned something to do with organization. Yeah, I think that the team that have moved steadfast in that department, they've gotten their organization together, gotten a CEO. They have their structures in order at every level. They're trying to take their organization in a certain direction, and I think their signings really can attest to that. You look at their front court, their back court. There's a return of Cucu. Yeah. In the back court, they have Elvis Mutebi. They have Odom Kasinde. And his game has been fast changing. That Francis Kasinde. And on the front court, they have players like Oscar Muge. They have Stanley. Stanley is solid. Is on the national team on the silverback, so he's way up there with everybody else. And then they have younger players like Obleng. You may say he's unconventional, but he gets buckets. They have defenders in Colin Kasuja, and you also have they have Bwanga. Michael Bwanga is one of the most skilled players in the league, in terms of skills, breaking down defenses, creating for his teammates, and even getting buckets himself. That, putting together with, with Faisal Harden coming on board, and we all know Faisal Harden has had 60-point games. He has played with the best of them out there, At Washington State University, he played with Klay Thompson. He probably could have ended up in the NBA if it wasn't for his injuries, So, and that coupled with the wits and the game intellect of Brian Wathum, I think KIU, really, really, really top contenders.
I believe. Shout out Coach Watham. Odom too. I think Odom has paid his dues. At least I'm happy that he's playing for the championship team right now. You were saying?
No. I was saying, of course, there are other teams, man. Like, there's Falcons. Yeah. Falcons will be competing. Yeah. There will be UPDF.
My dark horse, UPDF. Do you want me to tell you why? Don't tell you why.
I say, speak.
We had a show here with Haji, and Haji told us, and when we asked him about why he chose Jimmy, he said because he was athletic and he listened he was athletic. That's one of the main reasons why he chose Jimmy. Do you recall that?
I recall.
And GPDF has been working, and it has a number of those. It has a number of athletic people who can be used in defense the right way. They have Gang, Mike, ODB, Gatete, ODB. They have Wilbur. To me, Wilbur is the top shooter in the league. They have they have Felix, a very underrated player in the league. So I think they have the tools to play very good defense. It depends on, and Gatete, they have the tools clearly to play offense, because Gatete to me is a top talent in the league. So I think they will be a very underrated team, and they've been training for a full year. They've been training together. They've been working. It's not like they've been chilling. They've been working together, and they are friends.
Well,
they're small big things, so it will depend on how the coach uses them for me.
We wait to see how that pans out for them. Of course, they will have their own wars going on, knowing that of course this season has no relegation, and it is sad that Warriors forfeited competition. But most of the other teams, I think, will be looking to disappoint or surprise the so-called big teams. Sharing Youth is in there, There's UPDF we just mentioned. There's Falcons and DJ University. So these guys just have to label themselves giant killers, and also just stay consistent. So we're going to...
What has it power? You've talked about Warriors, and remember, what has it has power signed Carmelo? Yeah, so that's going to be a big signing too for them. But it's a rebuild.
Of course, when you're having a rebuild, you usually want to have in a bit of the experience. There's a lot Carmelo Carmelo side can offer to power. But we would you rather question Power's intention to go for it, to go the whole way and try to win the championship with what they have?
It's Power is a winning organization, They have won a number of times, and even if it's a rebuild, they have Waters too, yeah.
Well, Brian Waters,
and they have they have Waters, and they have pieces. I've looked at them. Their squad. They have some nice pieces. I like Elvis. They have some nice players. They have that player from DJ, the point guard. Yeah, they have a good squad. So the winning organization. As I told you about rebuilds, they either surprise you or it's a rebuild. There is no disappointment. So I wait to be surprised.
Of course,
Can't count them all.
There's Brian Savachi in there, and I think mostly for Power, it will be the hunger of the younger boys. They have Stephen Wundy is back on there.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be about how bad you want it, because most of these players they have on their roster, they still have a lot to prove. They can only count on, like you said, the experience of Isaac Afidra. That's if he plays, and then Carmelo. The rest of the guys are not yet really battle hardened in terms of getting experience. And Chikiri, of all the people that was on the team, Chikiri is kind of the last man standing.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I'm happy for my boy.
I think he's gonna have to provide some leadership in terms of knowing the organization and things of the likes. So
true.
We coming back next week. Next Friday we'll be having the DoubleDown Show. We'll break down the game further, and we really intend to go play by play and also dissect the game and just share any info that come in and out and around the league. From myself, peace. And we get the closing remarks from KJ.
I have nothing to close after that. I mean, it's going to be a good league, especially with the money involved. I hope the players get the money. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I hope it gets into that wallet, that individual wallet. But can't wait. Can't wait to watch
I can't wait. These are
this
going to be
basketball.
some really, really, really nice matchups. And on the next episode, we're really going to dice to break down the women's league, and we'll be telling you what's going down. We'll have a bunch of guys joining the show from teams to tell us what's going on inside and how they're preparing to hit the league. So from us here, my man KJ and myself CB, it's peace and out.